What up, YouTube? You're in the den with Aaron EBM. Today we're gonna have some grown man time. Is that all right? Hope it's all right. For the people who are new here, this is Aaron EBM. I appreciate you stopping by with me today, and we're gonna have a grown man discussion. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, I highly suggest that you go ahead and watch that. It was more so of a rant, but it has some real good gems in there for men as well as women. You know, in that video, I talked about the importance of not being swindled into the American dream, or more so the American trap, which is blindly going to school, going to institutions of higher education, not knowing or having a clear path on what you wanted to do in life, because that can be an incredible money pit. Going into careers, going into professions, and going into massive amounts of debt, ending up with careers or jobs that would make it incredibly difficult to pay those loans back, and then being stuck in a merry-go-round or a hamster wheel of spending and self-medicating, trying to get away from the fact that you are trapped in the quote-unquote rat race. For men, this is more so of a man's talk today. Men, as you are entering your role of provider and protector, especially if you have a fiance, significant other, if you're married, you cannot afford to be comfortable. I know the American dream will tell you that you want to, get the biggest house, have the biggest home, the nicest car, be comfortable. Get into that field in your career of choice, because your degree will lock you in to a wonderful position in life. But this is far from the truth. No matter how hard you work, no matter how good you are in the field that you are in, you only amount to a number. No matter how much they like you, you could be the most liked person in your area or in your position, your field of work. You may be the best. Everybody might like you. Everybody might want a piece of you. Everybody might want to be like you, so it seems. But when it all boils down to it, you are a number. And if you or your place of business is not meeting that bottom line, which means if they are not in the black and they are in the red, they will trim the fat and in some cases may let you go. So it is important that you know that you cannot be completely comfortable, because you can be replaced, especially in this world of technology where AI and different programs are taking place of different workers, and they're cutting and trimming the fat every day. I don't want you to be worried, but I want you to be smart. I want you to have a game plan. That's why budgeting, and that's why having money for your future in case of circumstances that you can't control pop up. This is why spending and curbing your spending habits is important, because you often hear when a man is down on his luck, there is no GoFundMe to get you out. Unlike women, there is nobody that will come to the rescue of a young man that is in trouble, that is in need. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find a place or you can't find a church, but you for doggone sure not going to have tens of thousands of people out there giving you GoFundMe money. So you can hang that up. So you cannot get comfortable. You always have to be working in the field that you are in, knowing that it could be a time and a place to where they cut you and they trim the fat. Like me, let me tell you what I did. I got into my place of business and my job maybe 13, 14 years ago. I worked my way from the floor, then went back to school and got my degree in computer sciences. Got my first job, my office job, as a supplier quality engineering specialist. So I did that for a few years. Then COVID hit, they cut my position. I was lucky to get another position in MP&L, that's material planning and logistics, where I'm in today. I'm making sure that purchases are made, we keep the plant continuously moving and flowing properly. But this isn't a guarantee. Quality control, if you're thinking about quality control as a career, let me tell you, it is good to learn. It is good to know, because you learn the ins and outs of different businesses, and especially in manufacturing. But quality control is almost always the first division in your plant or in your facility that will get cut, because they feel like it is indirect labor. You have direct labor, which directly contributes to the money that's coming into the facility, and you have indirect people that are working in the offices, quality control, staffing, all that's indirect labor. but quality control is always one of the first departments to get hit. So if you're considering quality control, go into it, learn what you can learn, get good at it. You know, if I can give you any advice, become an auditor, because becoming an auditor can open up doors in different places all around. Everybody needs an auditor, no matter what business or field you're in. But don't get comfortable, and don't make it a place to where you feel like you're going to be there for the rest of your life, because we know in this day and age, it's just not true. We actually had some big cuts a few days ago. One was our security guard that has been there longer than I have, and we're just not going to get another one. We're just going to do and spread the responsibilities throughout the office. You know, multiple people laid off, not because they're just bad people, because like I said before, if you're not meeting that bottom line and you are in the red and your business is in the red, the shareholders will want and do what they have to do to get those numbers back in that right spot. So never feel like you're completely safe. It's good to know you worked hard and you're blessed with the ability to make it and to be in the spot you're in, but forever be progressing. You know, oftentimes we get so caught up in what women are doing, and it's okay to know, want to understand what women are doing, because if you are a caring male and if you care about the opposite sex, you won't have any other choice but to want to know what's going on with them. But too often we worry about what the woman is doing, and we need to be focused on our potential as men, what we can do in the future, and how we will create things and make it to the goals that we set in place for ourselves to surpass those goals. And you can't do that when you're fixated on what women are doing, or if you're in that stage of life where you're chasing women all the time. Let me tell you, nothing's more important than you being on your square and you being in or as close to your purpose as possible. That way, you know, if you want to get the woman that you want, you know you are the best man you can be, and that'll never be in the back of your mind that, well, I'm not that good enough, or I'm not quite what that woman wants. You know, it'll never be that, unless, you know, you're just not her cup of tea. It ain't nothing you can do about that. But if you are living on your purpose, you're making your money, you know, you're doing what you can do, you want to make it, you know, be a high earner, and you have to be doing what you need to do to make it there, then it's all on her. You can never look back on you and think of yourself as a dusty, crusty, musty. It's easy when you start making that money when you're first out there and you're young, and you start making, you know, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 after being out of college for a few years. But don't get caught up in this capitalist trap. This is a capitalist society, and they will operate as such. Even if not even safe when you're in a federal job, you feel like, well, I'm working for a federal or a state or city job. They're not in the business of goods and services. You know, there'll always be a steady amount of money or capital there to fund my job, and that's just not true. No matter what you do, that business or that federal agency is operating in America. They're still working under the guise of capitalism, which means if the funding is not there, you gone. So fellas, I want you to know, I just want you to realize that, yeah, we need to talk about these women. If we want to build and we want a better future, we're going to have to talk about these women. I don't want you to think that it's not what we need to talk about, because we do. It's very important, but sometimes we need to put the lens and the microscope back on ourselves, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about. I don't want you to get trapped out there in that never-ending wheel of debt, that never-ending circle of you paying off credit card debt and getting right back into it. In order to be that's the man that you want to be and get into that next place, we're going to have to learn some discipline. We have to learn some financial discipline, and you got to be safe and know that you cannot get too comfortable. All right, people, let me know what you think about this video. I appreciate it. I just wanted to let you know what was on my mind. If you got any questions, you got any comments, concerns, go ahead and get into that comment section. Let me know. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, people. Peace.
I keep God first. I see evil when I converse. Not today, say. This how God works. Play my position, what is given with no concerns. Go. Set it off. Top of the morning, I'm gonna set it off.